Hey everybody, welcome back. Welcome back. This is your man, Mr. TNTBS from Elephant Exposed, CJ Jones, and my co-host, Mr. Dwayne Stinson. And if you had already watched our previous video, we were just diving into, even though this is a big tree, we are responding to Roe versus Wade, and we began to open up that can of worms, and within that can of worms, or going through the forest, as you say, all of a sudden we see this elephant that needs to be exposed, and that's what we're talking about. So Dwayne, right towards the end of that the video, we had ran out of time, but just could you just kind of like just reiterate where you see this thing going, please?
Yeah, I was just saying how it just like you said, we as men, I just feel like we need to take a back seat on this one. You know what I'm saying? I don't know of any. I'm trying to figure out any other scenario where the law tells you what you can and can't do with your body. Can you think of another scenario where I
No,
mean
I
you
think the only other one is suicide. But even that, it's like, okay, I mean, you don't get any benefits from suicide.
mhm.
You're not doing the survivors of your family any favors. But I mean, I think for the most part, you're right. There isn't like an actual like law that says you can't do something to your body to
Mhm.
benefit it, to whatever. And like we say, we're not talking about people. Yeah, see, people love to bring up like rebuttals, like, oh, you have women out there that just want to use abortions as birth controls and stuff like that. You know what? The body itself will shut her down. Did you know
Mhm.
that, Mr. Genius? Did you know that if she wants to continue to, do these procedures and stuff like that, nature itself will tell her, I can't do this no more.
Mhm.
Again, it's her body. You don't have to agree. You don't have to agree. And like I said, for my religious folk out there, we just so happen to be Christians. But even if you're not a Christian, no matter what walk you have, spiritual walk or whatever, we don't have a paradise or a place of condemnation to put you in, to tell you you're going to do such and such because I believe like this.
Right,
We
and,
need
and
to
and
get off
and
of
like
that.
we and like we say, we don't want we want to be separation of church and state, right?
Exactly.
We don't want the state or the laws to be able to come into our churches and tell us what we can and can't do. And so it's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? You can't, because I'm sure that this decision is being based upon a religious foundation.
Of
You know what
course.
I'm saying? Like you're murdering, and as I'm talking about it, I'm still not saying that, but what I am saying is that it don't matter what I feel about it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna get pregnant, none of that. I can't, and so it just, like I was saying, it just feels barbaric. It feels sort of like a step backwards,
Right.
and it's not because, oh, you believe in killing babies. If I want to play devil's advocate, one of the people, what people are gonna say, well, you believe, well, it's murder. When that child is conceived, if you take that child's life, is murder. And biologically, how do you feel about that? Let me just pose that question to you.
Okay, cool. I'm ready for it. Because that's what, like I said, that's what me and my friend was actually talking about. So here's the thing. We can open up that can if you really want to get all uh high and mighty about it and break it down like this to all my people that wants to ping on certain crimes, if you will. There is not a person that I can think of or that I know of that is totally crimeless. Just because you have not been caught, just because you have not been arrested or convicted, doesn't mean that you have not committed a crime. Okay. The only reason why we're trying to make this as big of a deal as we are is because they're using it as a political tool.
True.
That's it. Same thing, like I said, with our friends of the pronoun, the LGBTQIA community. It's not that the government really cares. It's just like us as a Black community. It's not that the government really cares. All these issues, guys, is based on political gain. They can really care less.
True.
Let's just be honest about everything. They
Because
can care less.
I promise you, if one of these senators' daughters,
you wouldn't even know it. You wouldn't know.
Yeah.
You know why you wouldn't know it? Because they would have the money to hide it.
Right. If one of their daughters is at their senior prom somewhere, she got a scholarship and she going to Harvard or Princeton or somewhere, she mess around and get knocked up on prom night, you'll never know. You'll never know.
And especially if she like that chocolate.
Yeah, they'll probably have the doctor come to the house and do. You know what I'm saying? So, like you're saying, it's not. And then if we do want to get to the biblical side of it, no sin is greater than another sin. So if we're gonna call abortion a sin,
say that one more time for the people.
So can you outlaw cheating? Can we outlaw lusting? Can we outlaw stealing? Can we outlaw getting angry? Can we you know what I'm saying? So it just seems sort of self-righteous.
What?
You know what I'm saying?
And that's all we're saying, guys. And that's all we're saying. Basically, what we're saying is that this is a slippery slope. And by the Supreme Court overturning in 25 states, half of the United States has said, yeah, we get to tell women what to do with their bodies. Wrong move. Now, I'll be honest with you. I thought that North Carolina was one of those 25 states until yesterday when I found out that we actually wasn't. And I did forget the state, one of the governors of one of the states that it was overturned over. The governor of that state said, hold on, wait, ladies, relax. Just because the law says this, the law says it's up to the state. Don't worry about it, bruh. I'm not going to enforce it. And I was like, yes, because we don't live in a dictatorship. We live in a democracy. And we all don't have to agree. See, that's the beautiful thing about freedom and choice. We don't have to agree on everything, and we won't agree on everything, but I will respect your decision. Even though I wouldn't make it, I will respect your decision. And we'll just go about our separate ways in peace. It doesn't mean I hate you. It doesn't mean I have a disdain for you. I'm not attacking you. I just know that we look at this particular topic two different ways.
And I know I'm gonna get some, if any of my church members that's watching, if you feel differently than I do, and let me reiterate, I'm not saying that, you know, all I'm saying is that it's not up to me. That's just like other subjects, like maybe homosexuality or you know, just what I'm saying is, it really doesn't matter what I think. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, would we like everybody be married? And would we like for everybody to have kids with just the person they married with? Would we like for every baby to come into the world into a family unit? Would we like for no people to get raped? Would we like for no people to? What about medical conditions? What if it gets to the point you have to make that decision where it's literally gonna cost you your life if you have that child, or if that baby, say for instance, that baby is so mutated or so much damage
Exactly.
done that you have to make that decision. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's so many scenarios, my brother. It is so many scenarios. But see, people like to they like to put they like to project their thoughts and views on stuff like that because they are not in it. Or if they were in it, now they become hypocritical because they have found a way to either hide it, put it under the rug, sweep it away, and then, like you said, act all self-righteous, like they just didn't have that procedure, or like they didn't have that family member, or whatever the case may be. This is Elephant Exposed, bro.
mhm.
So listen, we can talk about this subject forever and forever and forever, but unfortunately, we do not have the time. But if you haven't gotten anything from our show today on Elephant Exposed with me, CJ Jones, and my co-host, Mr. Dwayne Stinson, please understand this. This is the time that we are saying that as men, period, across the board, in the words of our really good comedian, uh, inspiration, man, we need to sit this one out.
Yeah.
We
I
need to
mean,
sit this one out. That is the overall message. We have no business telling a woman what she can and cannot do with her body.
because
Period.
think about this right here. So you're saying that the abortion is a sin, but so if you take birth control and you have sex with multiple men, but you
It's the
don't
same
get pregnant,
thing, wouldn't it
yeah,
be?
right.
Exactly.
It's the same thing. It's the same. It's they don't understand that it's promoting. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I just
Now you're
feel like,
promoting fornication. See, that's
yeah.
what I'm saying. It's a snowball. Once you get it going, you're gonna have to cover a lot of other things, and that's why. So if someone is listening to our show and they're like, "Man, they all over the place," we are, but we're not,
Mm-hmm,
because it all boil. It's different branches of the same tree,
mm-hmm,
different branches, but of the same tree.
mm-hmm,
And you do one thing, you got to do the other thing, and then you got to do the other thing, and you got to do the other thing. They
mm-hmm.
should not have ever touched this law. Period. And that's just how we feel about it. All right, guys. With that being said, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. We appreciate you guys hanging in there with us, and thank you for coming back and watching the part two. I know it's half the time, but we got other things to do. We got other topics to cover. We got other things to talk about, and we will be exposing those elephants. Thank y'all for tuning in. We appreciate y'all so much. And if you haven't seen us, if you haven't done this before, do us the favor, like, comment, share. We want to hear you and we will respond back to you. That I guarantee you. Other than that, guys, you guys have a great and wonderful night.